11, a split-second decision to pull the trigger and perhaps a lifetime to think about consequences.
Tonight, 2 active investigations into deputy-involved shootings are being conducted right here in our area. The first happening just this morning when St. Lucie County deputies tried to arrest a man they say threatened them during a traffic stop. And last week, this man, Seth Adams, was fatally shot by an undercover Palm Beach County Sheriff's deputy who says he was assaulted. The young man's family wants more answers.
Those deputy-involved shootings always include questions about the actions of law enforcement. But what about the emotional aftermath for those on the front lines, the deputies or officers themselves? News Channel 5's Dan Corcoran live in front of the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office with a look at that perspective tonight. Dan?
Well, Michael, this Sheriff's Office and the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office, both in the midst of deputy-involved shooting investigations tonight. Those deputies themselves, experts say, are in the midst of some emotional and mental stress as well.
It's not a position that any member of law enforcement wants to be in.
You don't think you're going to be involved in that type of event until it happens.
But former Boca Raton Police Chief Andrew Scott has been there twice, in 1987 and in 1989. While Scott was working as a police officer in the Miami area, he says he was forced to fire his weapon to save his own life. In one of those instances, Scott says a robbery suspect had a gun pointed in his direction.
The next thing I realized is that I had shot my firearm and I had struck the subject.
In that moment, he says the training he received in the years before took over. In Scott's cases, both suspects were wounded and survived. 2 recent officer-involved shootings, one in St. Lucie County today, another in Palm Beach County last week. Psychologist Dr. Lawrence Miller often treats members of law enforcement, many after traumatic events like these.
Some officers sit down and before they hit the chair, they start talking and they don't stop until I chase them out the door. The other extreme is a person that sits there and says, I'm fine, I'm not saying nothing.
Miller's message to his clients is that they are not alone. He says a shooting like this is a survivable event for them. And with help from their departments, their families, and their doctors, they can get through it.
A lot of these guys and gals often have a very all or nothing mentality, that if I have any weakness or any moment where I'm not 100% strong, then I'm 0, and there's sort of nothing in between 0 and 100.
Andrew Scott says he is proof that time can heal, but he says right now the officers involved in these 2 recent shootings may have trouble believing that.
Now the rest of his life and his career hinge on other people making a determination if he used proper force.
Now, the retired police chief and Dr. Miller both say that the officers usually involved in these shootings often feel a great deal of guilt, even before it's decided if their use of force was justified or not. Those 2 deputies involved in the recent shootings, they've both been placed on paid administrative leave, which is standard protocol in these kinds of situations. Reporting live at the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office, I'm Dan Corcoran, WPTV News Channel 5.